students to Arusi Online Teaching. My name is Rupali Gaikwad and today we are going to learn civics of 6th ICSE chapter. And my lesson's name is lesson number 1 of civics, that is how we run our villages. Now it is very important that how the villages are run. Now for example, for any institution, for example our house, our family. For our family it is going just like that. There is a proper management done, because of which our family is also running. For example, your father is earning, is going out, is going to office, is bringing the money, is giving to your mother is looking after the family, she is bringing what are the required things are required. If your mother is earning, then accordingly they think, they decide how to go about, how to look after the family. Everything is planned out. It is not that one day immediately everything is going on anything. It is not that mama is sitting at home, father is sitting at home and everything is going in the house. The immediately ready-made food is you are getting it, or your school is going on, everything. It is not that. But a proper planning, the proper management is done for each and everything, which is very much important. To run a family also, each and everything the management is required. The same thing for our country, for our world, for our villages, for our towns, everything a proper management, proper planning is done. Because of everything is going smoothly. So in this chapter we are going to see how the villages, how we run our villages. So how is the main person in the village, who looks after the villages, and everything we are going to see. So we will do one thing, we will go through our lesson, read our lesson and understand more about it. First we will go through the introduction. Let's see the slide. Local self-government is an institution comprising of locally elected representatives managing the affairs of the locality and providing them with basic amenities. In rural area, such an institution is called as a Gram Panchayat. In urban areas, it is known as a municipal corporation or a municipality. Now we have a local self-government. Local self-government means the local people looking after the government. Now for example, for our village improvement, it is not always a prime minister or the president is going to come and look after it. But we have some local people, the local government who is looking after our area or our city, then accordingly it is managing. Now if you can see, during this COVID-19 crisis also you can see, now your prime minister is sitting in Delhi, but he is having some power, he is having a connection, he is having a talk, he is having a meeting with the chief ministers, governors and different political parties. Then that minister, the chief ministers are having the connection, are having the meetings with the local bodies, like we have mayors over there, we have collectors over there. Then that collectors and they accordingly have a meetings with the local corporators. So accordingly that thing is managing, we have a hierarchy and accordingly the government is running in that way. Because normally in our area, in case we have any problem, we cannot go and directly call the prime minister or the president. But what we can do, we can go to the local people nearby and accordingly they can solve our problem. If they are not able to solve, they take the problems to the further part. So accordingly it is. For example, I can give you the class. For example, in the class we have class teachers assigned for each and every class. And each and every class teacher is responsible for the particular students. So whatever the problems or whatever issues are there, in case if your parents wants to talk to the teacher, they come and talk to the class teacher. Or if you have any problem in the class, you come and you speak to the class teacher. The same thing here, in case if you have any problem, then we go directly and go tell it to the coordinators. The coordinators go and tell it to the principal, the headmistress. So here accordingly we have the same thing is followed in the government also. Now here we have a local self-government which is looked after the local people. Now here in local also we have village also and we have town, village, city. Now here, so here village is called as a rural and town, city is called as a urban. So the government which is looking after the rural, that is called as a Gram Panchayat. And here for the urban we have a municipal corporation, you can say, or municipality. So you must have heard about the municipal corporation, or during the elections the corporators are coming, so everything. So corporators and everything, they come under here, and sarpanch, everything comes under the gram panchayat. So we'll see furthermore. Advantages of local self-government. In any village or town, it is the local people and the representative who are the best position to understand their problems. So they are able to solve them more effectively. The experience of solving their problems makes the local people self-reliant and responsible. This enables them to act responsibly during the emergencies. For example, during cyclones or floods, they can start rescue and relief work before help arrives from the state or central government. Local self-government reduces the work of the central and state governments by taking care of civic amenities of the local level. Now here, local self-government will look after the local people. Now for example, if any problem is there in Varje area, a Varje corporator, that person or the Pune mayor will be able to understand more the problems or the more the issues of the Pune area, because he knows about the Pune area. That comparatively, Mumbai mayor cannot understand the problems of the Pune. So same thing, if the local people is there, the local person can understand more issues and more problems of that particular area. So that becomes very easy. So here also the same thing. So we have Gram Panchayat and municipality in that particular area is located. That particular area, local people are looking after the problems, which makes them easier to understand the problems, which helps our state government and the central government. State government means now in Maharashtra we have our chief minister, then deputy chief minister. They are our state governments. Then we have governor over here. Then for our central government, we have prime minister, we have president, and then we have a home minister. Everything that is again a part of a central ministry. So we have a central. So it is again a first comes a central, then comes a state, and then comes a local self-government. In local self-government, so here is a central. We can say central is at the top. Then is the state government we can say, and then we can say it is a local self-government. So local self-government are looking to the local people. Then they are reporting to the state government. State government are reporting to the central government in that way. So it becomes so that the load, the pressure of the local and central is taken by the local self-government to look after the local problems. We'll see furthermore. Now what is a Panchayati Raj? In ancient India, villagers managed their affairs through a body called Panchayat. The term Panchayat comes from the word Pancha, which was used for the 5 village elders who settled disputes and took decisions. Today, all local self-government bodies for rural areas are called Panchayats. They are formed as per fixed rules. For ease of the administration, the states in India are divided into districts. The districts are further divided into blocks, and each of which has a number of villages. Under it, panchayats exist at all of the 3 levels. This system of the local self-government at 3 levels are called Panchayati Raj. In this system, village has Gram Panchayat, block has a block samiti, also called as a Panchayat Samiti, and district has a Zilla Parishad. Now as we are going to learn here about the villages, so here we are going to learn about the Panchayat Raj. Now in Panchayat Raj we have here Pancha. Pancha means 5 people. So here the people of 5 elders of the village people, they come together, they form a Panch. Panch means they form a group, and they form a group, and in one of that is a Sarpanch, means the head of that. It becomes a Sarpanch here. Now here again we have, let's see one. Now we are going to see the structure of the Panchayati Raj. Panchayat Raj. Okay, so let's see the structure of the Panchayati Raj. Now here we can see 3 parts. Here it is a Gram Panchayat. This is a Gram Panchayat. Then here is a Block Samiti. And this this one is a Zilla Parishad. This is a Zilla Parishad. This is a Gram Panchayat, this is a Block Samiti, this is Zilla Parishad. So your Zilla Parishad is looked after. Sorry. So your Gram Panchayat means it is having a village. Here it is a block. And here Zilla Parishad is about the district. This is about the Panchayati Raj. So here we are going to learn about the villages, that is a Gram Panchayat here in this chapter. So your Panchayati Raj is in the three forms, three parts we can say. First is a Gram Panchayat, villages, Block Samiti block, and Zilla Parishad as a district. We'll see further more about it. Next line. How are the panchayats formed? Now as we know, panchayats means 5 people, the pancha of the village, the elderly people of the village. But how are they formed? Panchayats at the 3 levels are formed by the members who are elected by the people. For panchayat elections, the area under the panchayat is divided into smaller areas called constituencies or wards. The members are elected for a term of 5 years. Some seats are reserved for women, scheduled castes, scheduled tribes and other backward classes. Now to form a panchayat, the elections are conducted. Now in a whole village, they form the wards, the different constituencies. For example, this is a class, they are going to form a group. This is one group, second group, third group, fourth group, fifth group. Same thing in a village, they form different wards, different constituencies, and accordingly the people they elect the ward members over there. And that is the way the panchayat is formed. Now here the term, the time frame is for the 5 years. So altogether they take hold of the particular panchayat system for the 5 years. They can rule for the 5 years. Further we will see. Apart from elected members, local MLAs and MPs became the members of Block Samiti and Zilla Parishads. Also, all the heads of the panchayat of a block became members of the Block Samiti. Similarly, all the heads of the Block Samitis of a district become the members of the Zilla Parishad. These members are called as ex officio members, as they became the members because of the office post they hold. State government has a representative in all the panchayats. It appoints a panchayat secretary to the Gram Panchayat. Block development officer BDO is the government representative of the Block Samiti, and an officer of the rank of district magistrate, that is DM, is appointed at the Zilla Parishad. These officers ensure the proper functioning of the panchayats. Now here if you see, here panchayat also they have one head person. Here also they have one head person. Here also they have one head person. So this head person they have to go and report to the state. So here according it is not only they are working, so they are going to take all the decisions and everything. But there are some representatives they have kept for each and every section, so that representative is going to take the report and is going to submit to the further part. So here each and every representative they are going to submit their details, their reports to the state government, and again the state government representatives are going to submit their reports to the central government. So this is the way how they work. It is not that only they are going to take the decision and everything is going to be from their side. No, they are going to give the reports to the further representative, and that representative is going to hand over that reports to the further part, like the state government and the central government. Further we'll see. Now Panchayat Samiti. What are the functions of Panchayat Samiti? Implements schemes for the development of agriculture, establishment of primary health centers and primary schools, supply of drinking water, drainage, construction, repair of roads, development of cottage and small scale industries and opening of cooperative societies, establishment of youth organization. So here Panchayat Samiti, what is their work? Their work it is to look after everything the local people. Now what is the requirement over there? In villages if you see there's agriculture there. So what are the things required for the agriculture? Are they getting the proper water supply or not? So whatever the requirement for the agriculture, they look after it. Now secondly, about the education system over there, whether the proper schools are arranged there or not. that is seen about the hygiene, about the hospitals, about the health things. So everything, the requirement in the village, that particular area, that is looked by the Panchayati Raj. So here they have to look after each and every requirement of that particular village. Maybe the road constructions, the lights, the water supply, all these things are looked after them. They are the functions which they have to look after it, and they have to see that the people are getting the facilities of each and everything in a proper way. Further we'll see. Now what is the exact source of income? The main source of income of the Panchayat Samiti are grants in aid and loans from the state government. They also raise money from taxes on property, fares and etc. From registration fees for the sale of property and cattle. Now if you see, to run the house also we need the funds, we need the money. The same thing, to run the village also they need the funds, they need the money. Now for example, if they want to improve the road, if they want to construct the road over there or the bridge over there, they need a money because without the money they cannot do anything. So there is an income required for that. Now what they will do for the money income? First of all, they will take the grant from the government. They will take the sanctions of the loans and everything from the government. That is the one thing. Secondly, internally, they will take the taxes. Now you see, you must be knowing that we pay the taxes to the government. So that taxes are converted as an income source for the government for the improvement for that particular thing. It is used as an income for the improvement for that particular area, or for giving the salaries of the employees, of the government employees and all that stuff. So that is a thing. So here again taxes are taken. For example, if any one person is selling the property or selling a cattle, there is some tax impacted on that. This tax is imposed on that, so that the tax money is collected and is a source of income for the development here. Then secondly, agriculture part also, and different ways, whatever they are doing over there, whatever the functions they are doing it, the taxes are imposed so that whatever the money are coming from the taxes are used as a source income. Further we'll see. Panchayat at the village level. Panchayat, the village panchayat consists of three parts: Gram Sabha, Gram Panchayat and Nyaya Panchayat. So here you can see the panchayat of the village level are of the three parts: Gram Sabha, then Gram Panchayat and Nyaya Panchayat. Now what is a Gram Sabha? Every villager above the age of 18 whose name is on the voters list is a member of the Gram Sabha. The Gram Sabha elects the members and the head of the Gram Panchayat. The Gram Sabha reviews the work and accounts of the Gram Panchayat. It can also remove corrupt or inefficient members of the Gram Panchayat. In this way, the Gram Sabha allows all the adult villagers a say in the decisions that affect their lives. Now here if you see the Gram Sabha, now here each and every person residing over there who is having an age of 18 years, he is eligible to elect the members of the Gram Sabha. And this Gram Sabha members, they are looking after that particular area. Now as they are looking after there, in case if any person is not doing any proper work, then the people who have elected them, they have a right to remove that person and replace that person. So here the person who is above the age of 18 years has a right to vote and elect the member of the Gram Sabha. That is the main thing. So here it is about the Gram Sabha. Further we'll see. Now about Gram Panchayat. We have seen about Gram Sabha, Gram Panchayat. Gram Panchayat takes decision and organizes the work of the Panchayat. It consists of members elected by the Gram Sabha. The Mukhiya, who is also elected by the Gram Sabha, is the head of the Gram Panchayat. Gram Panchayat looks after agriculture, small industries, irrigation, drinking water, supply, housing, education, healthcare and roads and villages. It records births and deaths. It also sets up markets, organizes fairs and sporting activities, and maintains radio and TV sets for the community. Now here the Gram Panchayat, here the members who are elected as a Gram Sabha, then accordingly they are the Gram Panchayat. Now there are the functions of the Gram Panchayat. What are the functions of the Gram Panchayat? They have to look after the particular village, where they're going to see that everything is going smoothly. They can organize affairs over there, the different sports activities over there, education system they're going to see. They're going to see whether the water supply is in a proper way, the electricity is there or not there. Everything they're going to see, the Gram Panchayat people, that whether everything is functioning properly or not. So the members of the Gram Sabha, the main is the Mukhya over there, the main head or is the Mukhya who is going to look after it, that whether everything is going to function properly in that particular area. So that is the function of the Gram Panchayat here. Now what is exactly Nyaya Panchayat, that also we will see. Nyaya Panchayat. The Nyaya Panchayat is a village court. Its members are called Pancha and it is headed by a Sarpanch. The members are elected by the Gram Sabha. The Nyaya Panchayat hears and decides minor cases. It can fine and punish the guilty within certain limits, which helps villagers to get speedy justice at a very little cost. Now here as we see Gram Sabha, Gram Panchayat, and third one is the Nyaya Panchayat. Now Nyaya Panchayat, we can see it is about the justice. Now here the village people immediately, if they go to the High Court or to the Supreme Court or to the local courts, district courts, it is going to be very much difficult. So for the small issues, what they do, they go to the Sarpanch. Sarpanch means the head of that particular panch. Panch, the five head of the village people, the main person is called as a Sarpanch. So what they do, they form a panch. The panch people, they come, everyone, they come together, they form a meeting over there, and as a meeting they come together. Sarpanch is the head, and the person who wants the justice, that person will come, and the small issues are solved over there. So we can say Nyaya Panchayat is a small court of a village, we can say, where the small issues can be solved there itself by the Sarpanch. So Sarpanch takes a decision and he tries to solve these small issues in the village. In case if that particular issue is not solved over there, then later on that particular issue is transferred to the district court. Then from the district court, if it is not solved, then to the High Court, and from High Court to the Supreme Court. Again, there is a different hierarchy of the courts also. So here first of all they have a Nyaya Panchayat in a village where they try to solve the issues with the help of the Sarpanch, with the help of the Panch over there. We'll see now about the Block Samiti. States with a population of more than 20 lakhs have block samitis. Members of a block samiti are elected by the people of the block. Block samiti also has some ex-officio members. The members of the block samiti elect a chairperson called Pramukh and a vice chairperson called Upapramukh from among themselves. The block samiti supervises the work of the Gram Panchayats within the block. It also looks after the development work in the block. It arranges for primary and adult education, healthcare, vaccinations, safe drinking water and sewages, and seeds and fertilizers for farmers. It promotes cottage industries and arranges for the training and self-employment. Now here if you see, here is a Mukhya main, and here if you see, then again the further we have here about Pramukh. Here we have Pramukh and we have a Upapramukh. So here Block Samiti also looks after the Gram Panchayat, the work of the Gram Panchayat. Also they look after whether the child education, the adult education is given or not, the sanitization and everything. The functions will be the same looked by the Block Samiti. But here also they have to look after the Gram Panchayat whether it is functioning properly or not. Now here again there is a limit of the people. Here it is a population more than 20 lakhs people here, and it is here the Gram Panchayat, there are small villages. So here the population is not more, but in Block Samiti it is looked by the block over here. We will see further up now. Zilla Parishad. The people of a district elect the members of the Zilla Parishad. Zilla Parishad also has some ex-officio members. It has a president and vice president who are elected by the members from among themselves. The Zilla Parishad supervises the work of the Block Samiti and Gram Panchayats under it. It examines the budgets of the Block Samiti and distributes government funds among them. It advises the government on the development of the district and prepares the plans for it. Now as you see here is the Gram Panchayat where the village Gram Sabha they accordingly look after here. The Mukhya is here. Block Samiti also looks after the Gram Panchayat. Now here Zilla Parishad at the topmost level. The Zilla Parishad is also looking after the works of the Block Samiti and the Gram Panchayat. Here, district members are elected as a Zilla Parishad. So we have the vice president and vice president over here. They are the main over here looking after the works here. Now, whatever the funds, the money required for the block samiti and gram panchayat are provided by the Zilla Parishad. They take the grants from the government and then accordingly they hand it over to them. So accordingly, everything is worked smoothly in a soft way, in a smoothly way. So here, everyone are connected to each other. Here, whatever the village people are having the concerns are solved here by the Gram Panchayats at the Gram Panchayat level. So whatever their requirements are there, they are just reporting to the Block Samiti also, and Block Samiti are looking after the Gram Panchayat whether each and everything is settled properly, are they getting everything or not, they are looking after it. And here after the Block Samiti, Zilla Parishad are at the topmost level, the Zilla Parishad is looking after the Block Samiti and also the Gram Panchayat. This is the way how our villages are running. So here villages in the Gram Panchayat, but many times they have to consult the Zilla Parishad for the funds or different ways. So even Zilla Parishad is looking after the villages directly, indirectly we can say. Maybe directly Gram Panchayat is looking, but also the Gram Panchayat has to report to the Zilla Parishad. So even Zilla Parishad is looking after the villages here. So where they have the reports of different villages over there. So here we can say, now for example here, in the school we have teachers, from teachers we have coordinators, and then here we have a principal ma'am or the headmistress. Now even the headmistress is having the information of each and every class. Now personally she cannot come to each and every class, but here everything we are giving a report to the coordinators, coordinators are reporting to the principal ma'am, and accordingly it is going on. The same thing over here also, it is difficult for the Zilla Parishad to come directly and look after the Gram Panchayat. So here locally they solve the problems, locally they look after it. Then later on they follow accordingly they give the reports to the others. In case if they need the funds, they have to take the approval for the seniors. So from there they will go to Block Samiti will take the agreement from there, and accordingly everything this way is the way how the villages are running. So for your home assignment, go through the civics chapter, read the lesson very much carefully and try to understand and try to correlate it with the current situation in our society, what the politics or the political situation is going on, which will make you easy to understand and know more about how the government is running. Thank you very much.